Imagine a life where every day is a battle for survival, yet the fire of vengeance burns even brighter. Welcome to the story of Eliyahu Itzkovitz. Born in the early 1930s in Kishinev, Bessarabia, Eliyahu's early years were steeped in the rich cultural tapestry of his Jewish community. These peaceful days, however, were short-lived. As the shadow of Ion Antonescu's regime spread across Romania, anti-Semitism surged, disrupting the tranquility of Eliyahu's childhood. But as the dark clouds of war and prejudice gathered, Eliyahu's life was poised for a tragic transformation. 1941, a year that turned many lives upside down, and for young Eliyahu, it was the beginning of an unimaginable nightmare. In the shadow of escalating anti-Semitism, Eliyahu and his family were forcibly removed from their home and herded into the Kishinev ghetto. Here the streets were cold, and the walls echoed with the cries of despair. This confined space, surrounded by high walls and patrolled by Romanian forces, became a prison of fear and starvation. Life in the ghetto was a daily struggle against dehumanization. Families, stripped of their dignity, clung to each other, sharing the meager food rations and the cramped, unsanitary living conditions. Amidst this suffering, a particularly brutal figure emerged: Antonescu. Known for his cruelty, this guard took perverse pleasure in tormenting the ghetto's residents, wielding power through fear and violence. It was under Antonescu's watch that tragedy struck Eliyahu's family directly, marking a turning point in his young life. In the depths of despair, a spark of vengeance was ignited in Eliyahu's heart as tragedy struck close to home. Fueled by the loss of his family, Eliyahu's life took a turn towards a singular, burning mission: revenge. Emerging from the shadows of World War II, Eliyahu, a survivor with nothing but the memories of his loved ones, found himself driven by a profound need for justice. His target was none other than the notorious Antonescu, the very guard responsible for the merciless killing of his family. With the war's end, Eliyahu's quest led him to a startling discovery. Antonescu had managed to obscure his war crimes by enlisting in the French Foreign Legion. Even more shocking, he was stationed far from Europe, in the dense jungles of Indochina. This revelation did not deter Eliyahu. Rather, it steeled his resolve. Understanding the risks involved, Eliyahu meticulously planned his next steps. His determination saw him navigating the complex process of also joining the Legion, an audacious move that positioned him closer to his nemesis. With a heart heavy with loss, but driven by purpose, Eliyahu embarked on a perilous journey, one that would lead him straight into the lion's den. Joining the French Foreign Legion was no ordinary feat, especially for someone with a hidden agenda. For Eliyahu Itzkovitz, this was not just a test of physical endurance, but also a deep undercover mission fueled by a personal vendetta. The Legion, known for its rigorous training and strict anonymity, was the perfect hideout for his target Antonescu, and a daunting challenge for Eliyahu. Imagine the complexities of blending into such a formidable military force, all while harboring the burning desire for revenge. Eliyahu had to adopt a new identity, learn new languages, and endure the grueling physical demands of Legion training. Every step he took was shadowed by the risk of discovery, which could have led to severe repercussions. His days were consumed by relentless drills, while nights were spent gathering snippets of information, piecing together clues that could lead him to Antonescu. The Legion's deployment across various terrains added another layer of uncertainty to Eliyahu's quest. Yet, his resolve did not waver. On a fateful day amidst the chaos of war, Eliyahu found his nemesis face to face. The moment of truth had arrived. The air was thick with tension as Eliyahu and Antonescu stood on the war-torn soil of Indochina, the ground beneath them echoing the horrors of their shared past. For Eliyahu, this was not just a battlefield encounter, it was the culmination of years of pain, the moment when justice would finally be served. As they faced each other, the weight of years filled with grief and anger was palpable. Eliyahu's eyes, hardened by the tragedies he had endured, locked onto Antonescu. Words were unnecessary. Their grim expressions spoke volumes. With a swift and resolute action, Eliyahu ended the confrontation, fulfilling the vow he had made long ago in the darkness of the Kishinev ghetto. The echo of the final act reverberated through the silent field. Antonescu's demise marked the end of a long, painful chapter in Eliyahu's life. With his family avenged, Eliyahu faced a future filled with uncertainty, but carried a burden somewhat lightened. Returning to Israel as a hero to some and a deserter to others, Eliyahu's battle was far from over. His act of vengeance, while cathartic and just in his eyes, had landed him in the midst of a military trial. He was charged with desertion, a serious offense that typically carried harsh penalties. The courtroom became another battlefield for Eliyahu, one filled with legal arguments instead of bullets. Public opinion was divided. Some viewed his actions as those of a vigilante, taking the law into his own hands, which could not be condoned. Others saw him as a tragic figure, driven by the unbearable weight of his losses to seek justice where he believed it was due. The military court was tasked with a delicate balancing act. They had to consider the unique circumstances that had driven Eliyahu to commit the acts he did. In the end, recognizing the extraordinary nature of his situation, the court showed leniency. They handed down a reduced sentence, acknowledging the profound impact of his past on his actions. The gavel fell, but so did the curtain on a chapter filled with pain and retribution. Eliyahu Itzkovitz's journey is a profound narrative of loss, vengeance, and ultimately, redemption. His relentless pursuit of justice, despite the immense personal cost, challenges our understanding of right and wrong. Eliyahu's story underscores the complexity of the human spirit, its resilience, and its capacity for both darkness and light. Through his actions, we see the profound impact one individual's quest can have on the discourse of justice and moral reckoning in society. His story remains a testament to the extraordinary lengths one can go to in the pursuit of justice and peace. As we close the chapter on Eliyahu Itzkovitz's remarkable life, we carry forward the lessons of his unyielding spirit. His story, a poignant reminder of resilience and justice, echoes through time, urging us to confront adversity with courage and determination. Let his journey inspire us to uphold the values of justice and redemption in our own lives. As we anticipate the next captivating episode of Crime Stories Now, let us ponder the profound impact of history on our collective consciousness. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, history not only teaches us about the past, but often illuminates the paths of our present.